I swear every single Championship club just has one player that's been insane for them this season. So we're going to be ranking every single Championship team's best player from this season and putting them 1 to 24th in terms of who I think has been the best this season in terms of their team this season and who I think has been the worst. It's going to be controversial. If you get annoyed at it, I apologise. This is just my personal opinion. And we'll jump straight into it. If you're a Championship fan, please do hit subscribe on this channel. We do daily Championship content. So if you wouldn't mind dropping a subscribe on the channel, it takes 1 second. And as I say, this is the place to be for Championship content. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please help me out and hit that subscribe button. You will not regret it. And please do drop me a like as well while you're down there. It'd be very greatly appreciated. So to try and be as least controversial as possible, we've gone for every single Championship club's player of the season. Because you might tell me you have a better player in your team, but this is just based off who won team of the season or a player of the season for your individual Championship club. So we'll start off with Tronstad of Blackburn Rovers. And we're going to be chopping and changing. We got 5 rankings there, actually. We'll start off with that. We've got 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20, and 21 to 24. So we're going to be putting them all into tiers. It's going to be getting mixed around because we're going to be kind of changing our mind as we go as we go around it, I'd imagine. But we'll start off with Tronstad of Blackburn, and we'll put him in 16 to 20. Very solid centre midfielder. Him and Travis in the centre mid. Very good combination Blackburn have got. And Blackburn has got a very good overall strong team in terms of performance. There's not really been there's been a lot of good players in terms of for me, it's not really been an absolute standard where I have to pick you for Blackburn in terms of their player of the season. But Tronstad won it, and deservingly so. And as I say, very solid centre midfielder and struck up a really good partnership with Travis in the middle of the park. Right, now Coventry City, actually, when I was looking, I don't think they've actually announced their player of the season, which is a bit strange. I don't know why they wouldn't have. But I'm going to give it to Jack Rodoni. Surely there's no arguments for that. You got Bobby Thomas, who's had a very good season as well, but for me, by far and away, Jack Rodoni, I think he's got the potential to really go on and play in the Premier League, honestly. He's got plus 10 goals, assists, and goals, which I think only a couple of Championship players have actually got that. So, for me, I'm actually going to put him in 1 to 5. As I say, we're going to be kind of going, as we go to the list, we'll move players along the list in terms of where I put them in 1 to 5. But right now, we'll put Jack Rodoni in that 1 to 5 category. Now, we've got Pandor of Hull City. He's had an unbelievable, especially back end of the season. I think he's been really impressive for Hull City. One of the better goalkeepers in the division. Obviously, you got Cooper, you got Trafford right at the top. But in terms of that next category down, I think Pandor's right up there in terms of goalkeepers in the division. You look at the stats, you look at the way he's performed for Hull. Very, very impressive. We'll put him in 16 to 20 for now. Could move down, could move up. Obviously, it's the player of the season. Everybody's going to be a good player in this list. You're going to be angry if a player gets put in 24th. But realistically, you're up against 23 other player of the seasons as well as that. Right, next up, we have got Hegem of West Brom. I'm gonna go 11 to 15 for Hegem. I'm going to be sat in the middle. He might drop down maybe a tier, we'll see. West Brom, he's been very decent at the back. Ever since the start of the season, this guy came in. From the moment he played his first game against QPR, and was very impressive. And from that moment, I thought this guy's going to be a really good Championship defender, and he's really proved that. In a West Brom side that overall have underperformed, I think he has massively exceeded the expectations of what West Brom fans expected from him. Obviously, you never know what you're going to get really from signing a player from overseas, really. But he's been so impressive over the course of the season. Been really impressed with his performances. Loser of Watford. Honestly, I'm going to put him in 21 to 24. He scored an unbelievable goal, by the way, against Sunderland. Maybe I'm being harsh, but it's always going to be harsh. I'm not saying he's had a bad season or anything. Of course, he's had an incredible season, but you're up against a bunch of other player of the season players. So, I think loser for me, 21 to 24. You can maybe put him up. We might put him up a tier, but for me, I'd put him in 21 to 24. That sounds so harsh. It really does. It's going to be a tough video, this is. Right, Franco. I actually really like Franco. I think he's so good on the ball, and he can do everything for that Swansea City side. I've been so impressed with him this season. I really have. And, they've had to suffer with losing Matt Grimes halfway through the season. And honestly, Franco stepped up. So impressed with Franco over the course of the season for Swansea. I want to put him in at 11 to 15 for now. Victor Johansson. I mean, at the start of the season, in the first few months, I was genuinely thinking this guy was on a level with Cooper and Trafford. He hasn't really been on the same level in the second half of the season. He's been good, but he's in that category down again, like I said, with Pandor. Has he had a better season than Pandor slightly for me over the course of the whole season? For me, Johansson, I'm going to go 11 to 15. Maybe that's a little bit too kind, but it's obviously positional as well. It kind of depends on that as well. Right, Shea Charles. I'm going to go 6 to 10 for Shea Charles. I've been really impressed with Shea Charles this season. On loan from Southampton. Southampton, if you're watching any Southampton fan, you've got a proper player on your hands next season who's got so much potential to even grow more. And for me, Premier League potential, Probably not ready for Premier League football yet. I think another season in the Championship at Southampton, which are going to be right up there at the top of the league, will be perfect for his development. And I've been very impressed with him over the course of the season. One of the best centre midfielders in the division outside of a few of the real top players. I think he's in that next category down, in my opinion. Jimmy Dunn, call me biased, for me, right? I know obviously I'm a QPR fan, right? I'm going to put him a bit higher probably. Obviously I've watched more of Jimmy Dunn than I have any of these other players. But for me, he's the second best right back in the league. Maybe third, maybe we'll talk about Trey Hume is actually in there later. I've actually take that back. He's third best right back in the league for me. I think Jayden Bogle's number 1, Trey Hume number 2. Jimmy Dunn is unbelievable. Genuinely, he's going to go to, I don't know if he'll go to a Premier League club. It depends on maybe if Sheffield United get promoted. His contract's up at QPR. I don't think he'll be signing with us. I think he'll be off to a real top-end Championship club. Maybe a newly promoted Premier League club. We'll wait and see. But Jimmy Dunn is an unbelievable player. So good physically. Strong defensively, obviously amazing in the air, and an amazing goal threat as well. He offers so much. Maybe I'm being kind, maybe I'm being biased, but I'm a QPR fan. What do you expect at the end of the day? You should have to deal with it. Kesler Hayden, I think he's been unbelievable this season as well. I genuinely say he's been the 4th best right back after Jimmy Dunn, Trey Hume, and Jayden Bogle. So impressive. You've been talked about a move to Coventry for £5 million, which, I mean, Coventry have Van Evad. Do they need another right back? I don't think so. But I've been really impressed with Kesler Hayden this season. And Preston will miss him a lot next season. I think he's clearly Preston's best player. I was about to say, well, he got player of the season. Obviously, he's going to be their best player. But very impressed with him. Good going forward. Decent enough defensively. And, as I say, he'll get a move to a good Championship club next season. And he'll be fighting for promotion with whatever team he is with, in my opinion, whatever team he ends up signing for. Now, we've got Josh Murphy. Honestly, based on this season, I put him ahead of Jimmy Dunn. I put him ahead of Shea Charles. I put Josh Murphy into 6 to 10 category right now. It could maybe go up. 7 goals, I think 14 assists. I think he might be right up there in terms of goal contributions in the whole of the Championship. So I've been so impressed with Josh Murphy. Obviously, he went from Oxford to Portsmouth. 2 newly promoted teams going to each other. And Portsmouth, without Josh Murphy, could have been in a lot of trouble this season. Josh Murphy, what a player. Unbelievable goals, by the way, he scored as well. He scored some outrageously good goals. Very impressed with him this season. And as well, what is he, like high 20s, maybe even 30? The guy's in such good form right now. Honestly, I've been so impressed with him. Ryan Hardy, I'm going to put him in 21 to 24. Put him ahead of Loser, but actually, no, I'm going to put him below Loser. Maybe I'm being harsh on Ryan Hardy. I mean, he's bagged like double-figure goals, right, for Plymouth. Under Mira Muzic, this guy's been top tier. Genuinely, he has been one of the better strikers in the division. There's no doubt about it. Maybe I'm being harsh on Ryan Hardy, but will he get a Championship move? Will a Championship club come in for him? I'm not sure, but I think in League One, if he stays at Plymouth, he'll bag goals. He'll be bagging goals in League One, and I think he'll be right. He'll be right up there in terms of Golden Boot for League One next season if he's still there. And I think Plymouth will do. If Mira Muzic stays at Plymouth, I think Plymouth will do great. I really do think Plymouth will do great next season. I think they'll come straight back up. Kieran Brown of Oxford. Maybe I'm being harsh, but I'm going to go 21 to 24. Oxford have had a lot of solid performers over the course of the season. Of course, you got their talisman Cameron Brannigan, who's so important to Oxford. You've got some really good players in the Oxford team, but defensively, Kieran Brown has been no doubt their best player. And 21 to 24, maybe that's a little bit harsh, but we'll leave him in that category. Right, Josh Sargent. Base of his season, I mean, he hasn't played the whole season. He had a spell injured. 1 to 5 for me, Josh Sargent. I think he's the best striker in the division. You can argue Joel Peru, but I think put Josh Sargent in that Leeds team. I think he'd get more contributions than Peru. And I just think overall, he's a much more well-rounded striker. Obviously, I'm not saying that Peru's a bad striker or anything. If I was just personally choosing, I'd rather choose Josh Sargent. I think he's right up there. I think he's unbelievable at Championship level. And could he get a Premier League move? Could he go to Leeds potentially? Maybe. It'd be interesting to see what happens with Josh Sargent. I think Norwich have surely got to sell and they'll get a good fee for him right now. If I was Norwich, I'd probably sell and just reinvest into the squad. But there's no doubt it'd be such a big loss to that Norwich squad when he does go, if he does go. Tanganga, genuinely unbelievable season from Tanganga. So impressed. Millwall's defensive numbers are incredibly good this season. The reason why they were in the playoff picture was because they were... they had that solid defence, and Tanganga was obviously a key part to that. I'd honestly put Tanganga ahead of Shea Charles and Jimmy Dunn there. So we'll go Tanganga for that. Obviously we're going to swap it around properly at the end of the video. Right, Hayden Hackney, again, I've got to put him in 6 to 10. What's that? Is that 5 players? That's right. I think that's right anyway. Yeah. Hayden Hackney's going into that category. Unbelievable player. Unbelievable off the ball. Great at moving the ball forward, progressing the ball forward. As I say, great off the ball. He's got it. He's got it all. And for me, Premier League potential, absolutely for Hayden Hackney. And it's just a shame that Middlesbrough overall their defence just hasn't been good enough. I think him in midfield is such a good player. And there's a reason why clubs like even Porto are interested in the guy. And as I say, top player. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him. I think he'll play in the Premier League in the future. Unless he goes abroad somewhere. But I think he'll play in the Premier League in the future. Jordan Clark of Luton. I think he's actually been good. I think he's been really good, Jordan. I mean, he's got to play the season for a reason. Actually, I like him as a player. I think he's very impressive. His numbers have been decent enough as well, and he was decent in the Premier League, I thought as well. I've really been impressed with him. I'm gonna put Ryan Hardy up there ahead of Loser. I should put him ahead of Kieran Brown actually as well. Yeah, I'll put Clark there. I'm not saying he's had a bad season. I think Clark's been very good, but Luton have underperformed. The whole team's underperformed, and Jordan Clark's just been the best of a bad bunch. And I think he has been good. I really like him as a player, as I say. I think he offers a lot, brings a lot of kind of energy to the side as well. I like him, but you're up against some serious competition, is what I'm saying here. Player of the season players here, at the end of the day. Ebu Adams, I'm not going to actually put him 1 to 5, but I want to put him in 6 to 10, so we're going to have to move somebody up. Ebu Adams, I'm going to go Josh Murphy up there. Ebu Adams we'll put him below Hackney or Ebu. I think Ebu Adams, I think I'll put him ahead of him just based on the season. Maybe it sounds crazy, but you look at the contribution. This guy's even contributed goals to this Derby side. Like, he's another player that's just done absolutely everything. And without him, for me, no doubt Derby would be relegated. They would have been dead and buried ages ago. They would have been absolutely out of it. And Ebu Adams is a key player. An absolute key player. I think there's not a lot between those two in terms of base of this season. I think obviously Hayden Hackney has more potential. And in future years, I'll probably be putting Hayden Hackney ahead of Ebu Adams. But obviously, I'm just basing it on this season's performance. He's been a joke. He has actually been a joke this season. So good for Derby County, offers so much, going forward defensively, as I say, brings goals to the side, which is ridiculous. And Cardiff City, by the way, they were screaming and shouting. Cardiff City fans were like, this guy's our 5th choice centre mid, we're happy to see him go. And he would have been Cardiff's best centre mid by like head and shoulders. And then look who goes down. Cardiff goes down, Derby stay up. Ebu Adams effect right there. What a player. Trey Hume, he might go into that 6 to 10 category, to be fair, but I'm going to have to put him in 1 to 5 to now. We'll adjust that later, but Trey Hume, goal contributions from right back, ridiculous. As I say, I think he's been the second best right back. A lot of people have actually argued that they think Trey Hume's clear of Bogle this season. For me, I think Bogle's by far and away the best right back in the division. But Trey Hume, you can't argue with his attacking numbers. Sunderland have been good defensively as well over the course of the season. Very, very impressive right back, and I think he'll be able to make that step up to the Premier League. He's not going to be he's not going to set the world alight in the Premier League like he's done in the Championship in terms of goal contributions, but I think he'll be a decent enough Premier League right back if Sunderland do go on to get promoted. Now, I'm looking at these players, and there's going to have to be a lot of adjusting to this list because I've got the 3 newly promoted, the 3 promoted clubs, or well, Sheffield United aren't, but the 3 top 3 clubs. These guys have got to go right to the top. Right, Gustavo Hamer. I should have probably put Michael Cooper in there, but I thought Hamer's won the Player of the Year in the Championship. I can't not put him in this video. So I swapped out Cooper, I think won the Player of the Year for Sheffield United, and put in Hamer. Hopefully you forgive me. Right, Gus Hamer's got to go. Ooh. He's clear. He's ahead of Murphy. He's ahead of Sargent. I don't know if he's clear of Redoni. Actually, you know what? Yeah, he is. Hamer's a joke. Hamer is an absolute joke. At this level, it's just ridiculous. You watch him play, especially at the back end of the season. I've been watching a lot of Sheffield United games, and you notice him without him in that Sheffield United team, and Sheffield United be nowhere near 90 points. Like, let's be real. So even if it's not goal contribution, which he has contributed a lot, it's more than that. It's just his overall game, which is so important to Sheffield United. And Jack Redoni's had an unbelievable season as well. They're both right up there. Right, Maxime Esteve, I'm sorry, he's going to have to go at this number 1 spot, which he's going to have to sort stuff out a bit later. But Maxime Esteve, this guy is ridiculous. You saw in the performance against Sheffield United, this guy is an absolute machine. Like, there's no stopping this guy. You can't get past him. He's literally like the Virgil van Dijk of the Championship. Obviously, he's not on Virgil van Dijk's level in terms of ability, but that's what it feels like. This guy feels like he's unbeatable. Like, it just feels like he's got that aura. He's actually got that aura where it's just like, as a striker, you've got no chance. As a Championship level striker, you've got no chance against that guy. And Burnley needs to do everything they can to keep hold of him in the summer. If they want any chance of staying up, Estebe's got to be the guy who's at the heart of that defence. Because Egan Riley might not be there. Right, Tanaka. I think I put Esteve ahead. I think it's very close between the two, but you're looking at that Burnley defence, it's a record-breaking defence. It's a record-breaking defence right there. Like, record-breaking defence by far. What is it, 16 goals conceded? For me, Esteve's got to be number one. For me, he's my Championship Player of the Year. If I was choosing it, I put it as Esteve. Call me boring picking a centre-back or whatever, but just look at the stats. Look at the facts. At the end of the day, for me, Esteve's the guy. Right, Callum Robinson, he's got to go into that 1 to 24 category, which means we're going to move... I think we're going to move Loser up a tier, and then we'll go for that. And Callum Robinson's going to go... Cardiff got relegated, and he was very good for a period of time, Callum Robinson. I think in the first half of the season. Was he playing the second half of the season? Was he injured? What even happened with Callum Robinson? I don't know what happened with him. He wasn't scoring as many anyway. And he was in a very poor Cardiff, so maybe I'm being harsh on Callum Robinson. But I'm not going to put him in any of the category other than this bottom category for me. At the end of the day, Cardiff got relegated. They got relegated. Jason Knight. I mean, I've got to swap stuff around because Jason Knight for me is going to go up right up there. I'm going to put Jason Knight in. I can't put him ahead of Sargent just because of the goals. We're going to have to put him there. Right, let's just readjust this. So Tanganga's got to stay. I'm going to have to move Shay Charles down. I want to move Jimmy Dunn down. Does this even add up? Right, so we've got Stev number 1. Tanaka number 2. That's right. Heyman number 3. Yes. Rodoni number 4. Yes. Sargent number 5. Yeah. Knight. Yes. So Murphy's going to have to go down. But Class and Trey Hume's going to go down. Yep. Would I put Tanganga ahead of Trey Hume? I probably would. So I'm going to go Trey Hume there. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That doesn't even make sense. So Jason Knight's going to have to drop down to that. It doesn't even matter about the tiers anyway. Jason Knight's going there. Right, that's basically what we're doing. So the top 5 is Esteve, Tanaka, Hamer, Rodoni, Sargent. Then we've got Jason Knight, Murphy, Tanganga, Trey Hume, Ebu Adams, Hayden Hackney, Dunn, Charles, Hegem, Franco, Johansson. Right, Johansson does that. I don't even know. Whatever the numbers are, we don't even care at this point. I'm just looking if I made this the right decision. Oh, Kessler Hayden. I'm putting Kessler Hayden up to number 16. I put him ahead. We'll leave that how it is. Loser, Hardy. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Let me know what you think. If you think I've got that right, and I'm sorry if I've made you mad, and you think your players had a better season, I apologise. It's just my opinion. Obviously, I don't watch every single minute of all these players. I watch as much as I can. I watch highlights. I watch as much as I can. So that's my opinion on them. Let me know what you think of that in the comment section down below. If you watched this point, please drop a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. If you won't mind subscribing to the channel, it takes 1 second. We do daily championship content. So please, please, please do hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers as quick as possible. So please help me out. It'd be very greatly appreciated. Check out the videos we have on the page as well. Daily videos. We've got loads of tier lists that we've done over the last few weeks. So drop a like, subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.